Here's a summary of IBM's Q1 2026 earnings call, designed for clear and concise delivery. Good morning, everyone. IBM has kicked off 2026 with a strong first quarter, demonstrating consistent execution of its hybrid cloud and AI strategy. Financially, IBM reported revenue growth of 6%, driven by robust performance across its key segments. This revenue growth, combined with significant margin expansion, led to a 13% increase in free cash flow, reaching its highest first-quarter level in a decade. Key financial highlights include: software revenue grew 8%, with particular strength in data and Red Hat, both seeing double-digit growth. Infrastructure saw a 12% increase in revenue, highlighted by a record quarter for IBM Z, which was up 48%. Distributed infrastructure also performed well, up double digits, boosted by demand for storage driven by generative AI. Consulting revenue grew 1%, showing momentum in enterprise data and business application transformations as clients modernize for AI. Looking ahead, IBM is reaffirming its full-year 2026 guidance, anticipating constant currency revenue growth of 5% or more and an approximate $1 billion increase in free cash flow. The company now expects its software business to grow over 10% for the year. For consulting, revenue growth is projected to be in the low to mid-single digits, supported by a strong backlog with significant Gen AI penetration. Infrastructure revenue is expected to be down low single digits for the year, reflecting the natural cycle after the launch of the Z17. Significant risk factors mentioned include ongoing geopolitical uncertainties, particularly developments in the Middle East, and potential energy impacts in Europe if regional disruptions persist. While the company's diversified business model and client base help mitigate these, they remain areas of close monitoring. Highlights from the quarter include the strength of the software portfolio, particularly the acceleration of Red Hat growth to 10% and the growing contribution of Gen AI-enabled products. The continued outperformance of IBM Z, demonstrating its enduring relevance for mission-critical workloads and its increasing role in AI inferencing. The strategic acquisition of Confluent, which closed mid-quarter, further bolstering IBM's data capabilities. The general availability of IBM Bob, an AI-based software development system, which has already shown significant productivity gains for IBM developers. The introduction of Sovereign Core software, addressing growing demand for data sovereignty. Lowlights or areas of continued focus include the modest growth in consulting, which is navigating a dynamic environment and investing in future growth, and the expected low single-digit decline in infrastructure revenue for the full year, a typical part of the product cycle. Now, let's look at the most important statements from our leadership. Arvind Krishna, IBM's chairman, president, and CEO stated, IBM is off to a strong start to 2026. Revenue in the first quarter grew 6%, and combined with strong margin expansion, drove 13% growth in free cash flow. These results reflect the durability of our portfolio, the mission-critical nature of the work we do for clients, and the continued execution of our strategy. He emphasized that enterprises are investing in resiliency, productivity, and accelerating growth through modernization and scaling AI, aligning perfectly with IBM's strengths. Krishna highlighted IBM's position as a software-led hybrid cloud and AI platform company, where its portfolio, built around security, support, and integration, is enabling enterprises to put AI to work on their terms. He sees AI as a structural tailwind for IBM's consumption-based software and infrastructure offerings. Jim Cavanaugh, IBM Senior Vice President and Chief Financial Officer, added, in the first quarter, we delivered 6% revenue growth, 140 basis points of operating pre-tax margin expansion, 17% adjusted EBITDA growth, 19% diluted operating earnings per share growth, and $2.2 billion of free cash flow, growing 13% year-to-year, representing our highest first-quarter free cash flow in a decade and free cash flow margin in reported history. Capital reiterated IBM's confidence in its full-year guidance, noting that while they are off to a strong start, the company maintains a prudent approach. He highlighted the strength of the software business, now expected to grow over 10%, and detailed the impact of Confluent's early closing. He also underscored the disciplined execution of IBM's productivity flywheel, which is driving margin expansion and enabling investments in innovation. In summary, IBM is executing well on its strategic priorities, demonstrating resilience and growth driven by the increasing adoption of hybrid cloud and AI. The company's diversified portfolio, focus on mission-critical workloads, and commitment to innovation position it favorably for continued success.